but we don't have. It's definitely one of our characters that we're like lacking among our top level players.
Oh, so that means Khanage is going to have to think on the fly as he faces Zyclone on Final Destination, instantly pulling out a turnip and hitting it actually. Obviously, turnips don't seem that good when you compare them to melee, but Miru's been incorporating them more too, and they can actually do quite a bit. So we got 33% already on Zyclone. Khanage had a nice session of pushing him into the corner. Unfortunately for Khanage, ledge trapping Zero Suit is really hard due to the flip kick, as we've seen with CHT and Wilsey.
That indeed it is. That said though, Peach does have the tools to successfully catch that flip kick if need be. Are we gonna yeah, the flip kick spike coming out! You've got to be careful with those get-up options versus Zero Suit Samus. She can make your stocks explode very quickly.
And that is exactly what he did. And now reading an air dodge, here he goes. Multiple areas, lapping Khanage in percent. And using the space he is afforded on Final Destination to great effect, spacing out with the Zair. Khanage looking for an up smash, wouldn't even a kill, but I think he's just thirsty for a hit now.
Yeah. I feel like Khanage is just trying to find his footing, warm the engine back up. Because once he gets going, he is a very, very fearsome competitor. There's a little bit of rust to shake off.
He's trying to pressure Zyclone into shield, but as you shoot in this matchup, Zyclone has been mostly relying on just movement and getting out of Peach's way in terms of defensive game, rather than his shield button. Only really popping up his shield if there's an immediate threat of an hitbox. Yeah,
and it's interesting to see Khanage commit a lot to these double jumps. You know, that does make his landings a little bit more predictable. So he's going to need to be wary of how he's placing those and whether or not Zyclone is going to be able to adapt to that.
Another big grab for Zyclone, but Peach is so floaty, there's no way you're getting up there for a combo.
A fair will take the stock from Peach. That move is exceptionally strong.
And also has an exceptional hitbox.
Excellent catch on the turnip to the reverse with the flip kick. Very nice stuff from Zyclone. Really showing that he knows his character well.
It's looking real hard to deal with this flip kick. Like, oh, there it is, jumps over the toad and gives him the rocket powered stiletto for a 2-stock in game 1. And there we go, Meru with the coaching, and even, oh no, that Yikir is not coming in for some extra coaching, he's just telling them there's a time limit. I figured, man, they're both German and both from the same region, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep.
So I imagine he is supporting Zyclone right now. But yeah, it's looking real tough. This matchup in particular, I know Peach gets so much out of ledge trapping people, but the options that Zero Suits have just to completely circumvent that entire situation is making it really hard for Khanage to get his damage.
And even in general, it just feels like there hasn't been too much in the way of ledge trapping situations. I mean, when Zyclone has been sent off stage, typically he'll recover high, he'll catch any sort of turnip trying to intercept him, and he's just ready for whatever Khanage has to offer. The neutral as well, Khanage hasn't really been able to find his footing the way that he wants to. He hasn't been able to get his combos going, he hasn't been able to find the openings that he needs, and he's going to need to adapt. He's going to need to find an answer.
If Zyclone is smart, he will have banned Smashville in my opinion. It's amazing for Peach because her lack of mobility is less of a factor on a narrow stage, and of course, how does she kill with fair? What has the most narrow blast zones? Smashville. It's as much of a no-brainer in my opinion as upwards killing characters on Town City. But he doesn't ban it because a lot of people just like Smashville. So this is a mistake for Zyclone, but you know, you might have the stage advantage in my opinion. It's still going to be hard work to get Zyclone out of stocks.
Indeed, especially after that 2-stock finish from the previous game.
So you see that already Zyclone has to roll in earlier, which is more dangerous because there's just less stage to go around. Like he does his spacing with Zair, but one jump backwards with Zair and you're already in the corner. That's Smashville, man. Gotta watch out. Oh, there it is. Down air on shield. There it is. That's the shield pressure that Peach is looking for.
Khanage hasn't really had very many opportunities. Now what I want to see more from Khanage as well is try to find those trade opportunities. Peach gets quite a lot out of trading with her opponent, particularly versus a character like Zero Suit, whose the damage of her individual hits isn't all that high, especially compared to Peach's.
And she does have good hitboxes to do it with. Unfortunately, of course, that Zer and Nair are both pretty disjointed.
Yes, so it can become hard for Peach to get in and apply that pressure that she needs to.
Yeah, trading, man, it's something he wouldn't mind, but it's hard to force versus those kind of moves. Speaking of forcing things, I don't know how, but Zyclone got a forward smash in there somewhere. Fortunately for Khanage, it was cross stage, not gonna take it at all. And flip kick, once again getting Zyclone safely to the ground.
Yeah, seeing that Khanage's shield was pretty low, he went for that F smash, a pretty risky option normally, but it may have broken the shield there, which is likely why he went for it. And of course, rewarding enough on hit. And slow enough to cover spot dodge too. There was a lot of benefit for that forward smash right there. But again, the pressure coming out from Zyclone. Oh, that was very, very close to that forward air.
And the forward throw, not nearly as strong as in other games, but it's gonna get him sent off stage. But once again, flip kick. Crucial tool at the ledge. Khanage in the air. Zyclone looking for a back air. No roll in this time. There it is. Stunned to double kick. And Khanage is out. 80% of Zyclone. Still doable on Smashful, but he's gonna have to do it without rage. There it is, there it is. He's looking for that floating at the ledge. This time Zyclone on react. Just jump back there.
And I feel like the key thing between these two at the moment is that Zyclone has a better read of Khanage's defensive options. He knows what he'll go for in those disadvantageous scenarios, and he's able to continually apply his pressure as a result. Khanage, on the other hand, it feels more like he's just trying to get those hits in neutral.
There it is, there it is. Like a back air out of shield, you know. But you need to get that consistently if that's how you want to win for your Zero Suit. Of course, I feel us. Oh, excellent grab on landing. Can't get up there, too much rage and too floaty opponent. But the air dodge read is fantastic. A back air is not quite going to do it, but it's looking less and less hopeful for Khanage.
Indeed it is. But finally, a flow cancel back air. Very nice coming out from Khanage, 88%.
I feel like Zyclone's spacing has been incredible. Always stalking Khanage, but always right outside that Peach burst range.
Yeah, it has been impeccable. He hasn't really had access to those aerials out of shield. Those very fast and strong, normally Peach aerials. 114%. Khanage is going to need to find something.
Oh, second jab. We're not connecting. Finally getting a big hit. The golf swing. 33%.
Oh, finds the RB. Now this is where Khanage is very strong. Once he gets the advantage, he can hold on to it quite successfully. Excellent
nice
fair off the ledge.
Almost 60% on Zyclone. This is getting into the realm of possibilities with this kind of rage. Indeed. Watch out for those stuns.
Oh, scary forward air. And now Khanage needs to respect those nairs on block. Zyclone very often is going for
the
ground buttons afterwards. Oh, this might be it!
No, the mash! The
mash out!
But yeah, Zyclone has constantly at the ledge been going for these down smashes, but Khanage, he knows now. He knows, and that's where he's getting these big forward airs. So no more down smash from Zyclone. Excellent recognition.
A good grab coming out. Khanage is excellent at these clutch situations. This is definitely not out of the realm of possibility.
Of course, floating characters. Oh, there it is. A trade with the back air. The one time Khanage did not want to trade, and it happens. Just barely drops that game last hit to Zyclone.
And that would have been interesting if that was if they